Hi, I'm Trey Wasser. I'm here with Maura Kolb, and we're from Dryden Gold. Dryden Gold's a private company operating in Ontario, about to do an IPO. So we're here with the Crux people today to tell you our story.
Well, thank you, Trey. The Crux people are delighted to receive you for your pre-IPO story. We're standing up slightly uncomfortably because we didn't have enough chairs. It wasn't in the budget. What can I say? Good to see you again. We saw you Quebec City last time around, Maura as well. You're sort of a relative newbie then, but
yeah,
you can hear all about what you've been up to in a second. So, Trey, just for people who are new to this story, tell us what you're trying to do as part of this pre-IPO process.
Very good. Yeah, at Dryden Gold, we started about almost 2 years ago now, and we've been consolidating a dominant land position in the Dreyden district of Northwest Ontario. It's a really interesting district, and it's got great infrastructure, roads, railroad, power, year-round access, and yet it's very underexplored. So we're there. We've put this land package together now, ready to do the IPO and raise the money to start drilling on some of this, looking exclusively for high-grade gold.
Okay, so high-grade gold is what you're searching for, but you've also had to fund this project today, pre-IPO, and you've kind of brought some of the great and the good of the mining world into this project pre-IPO. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. Yeah. We have a great shareholder list. We've raised money from Eric Sprott, Earth Labs. Our largest shareholder is Alamos Gold. But we have personal investments from bankers, brokers, and analysts from 6 different investment banks. So what I've learned in my experience is as important as your project is your structure of your corporation. You need these people in there to help you when you start to go do the IPO.
Right. I tend to, in investing, follow people who've made money before, because they know what they want. So what did you tell them that kind of got them to think, I need to be on board with this guy?
Well, look, when you come off, we just sold Ely Gold for $300 million, and Eric Sprott was our largest shareholder. So that was a little easier than for most. But these wealthy investors and the bankers and brokers are looking for a story that is fresh and new, that has the potential to be get a large project, and then looking for a management team that, one, is experienced in making shareholders money, but 2, is experienced in putting a project together and having an exploration program that is something that is attractive to mid-tier and major companies.
Right. That's where you come in.
Yeah.
You know the area, you know the district, work there. But maybe give us an update as to what you've been doing since we last spoke in June.
Absolutely. So since we spoke in June, we've done a bunch of the field work. So as Trey mentioned before, we put this great land package together. Has really high-grade gold. Some of our highest hits, 34,000 grams per ton over 8.5 meters. Well, we wanted to kind of truth that, see how far it extended. 1.5 kilometers. My team has been out scouring the bush, looking at the main vein that we've been able to trace that far. Mm-hmm. We've worked with geophysics that we already had with Maura Geoscience, made a 3D model, and now we're out actually today. The guys are in the field testing some of the extension targets. They've been sending me picture after picture of sulfide mineralization and veins on surface. So we're starting to see the evidence of what we expect as extensions on this already. We need to put that model together to be able to test that with the drill program that we want to do after we go public.
Right, okay. And so obviously money's tight at this stage. You want to spend money responsibly, efficiently as well. What can we expect to see pre-IPO? What's the picture you need to paint for the market, and how are you going to do that?
So we want to show that we already see the extension on the strike of this deposit. Mm-hmm. So right now, there has been previous work here, not very much, 30,000 meters of drilling in total on the entire property. And you know how big that is from the last time we spoke. It's huge. And really, it's all been focused in the historic mining district. So we're doing step-out work now on surface with prospecting. We may do some small backpack drilling if we need to get through the overburden. But we want to prove that we've seen these extensions already and show that excitement generation before we even get to the drill bit.
Right, okay. And Trey, just coming back to the IPO component, difficult market out there for precious metals for the last 2 years. You've got to time this right. So you're not putting a date on that pre-IPO, but clearly you'd like it to be sooner rather than later, yeah?
Correct. Yeah, we're targeting, we're getting all of our paperwork done now. We've got the 43101 has been approved by the exchange. We will be listing on the TSXV. And so we're all prepared. We're pretty sure we're going to be ready market-wise, market irrespective of the market, let's say, by late October.
Right, okay. So is there a possibility then of another private round before the public raise?
We're always willing at this point to, we've just done another private round, and but what we're doing in these private rounds is strictly strategic shareholders.
Right.
Shareholders that are going to add value and help with the marketing and the attracting investors to the IPO.
Right. So the amount of CEOs I've spoken to in the last 6 months who said, I wish we'd stayed private. So maybe the market's doing you a favor. Who knows? Who knows on that? Okay. And for yourself, Maura, you've got to kind of build up this team. You obviously got the team you want now, but you must have an idea of what it needs to look like to be able to, I guess, compete, because there's a lot of gold stories out there, a lot of new gold stories out there. So have you got a sense of what you're going to need when you do list?
Yeah, so my background is in these high-grade complex deposits. So I have worked with a lot of great people in the past, and I've already kind of handpicked the team that we'll go into this exploration program with. Right. People that I know can figure out these complex puzzles. So we've got that in place. We've got good drilling in place. We've been speaking with the community, so we're getting their buy-in to go ahead with the program, because if you don't have that, you can't work. So all of those key pieces are going into place.
Brilliant. Okay. So I guess timing is going to be important for you, obviously, in terms of having those conversations, bringing those people in at the right time, and having the capital to actually do what this young man wants you to do. Are you looking around at the market? Because obviously this is a big land package. It's enough for now, right? Isn't it?
Well, we've just added one strategic piece. There are actually two. We're working on two. So we really have identified a major shear structure that runs through our property over 50 kilometers. And what we're focused on is the middle of this, where we have some patented claims, so we don't have to worry about permitting. We have about 7 kilometers of strike length just on the patents. Yeah. We've added some new property to the south, and with the property to the north, we have about 20 kilometers of strike length. And to this point, only 1.5 kilometers has been even drilled at all.
Wow.
So,
okay. Yeah. So it really is virgin territory. Yeah. Well, there's a bit of data. You've done a lot of work, but there's a lot more to come.
There's a lot more to come, and that's why we're testing it now, so we can have some assays in hand before we go to public, saying, yep, we already see sniffs, we see this opportunity, and then we can drill test it with a lot of confidence.
Interesting point you make there, actually, because you're going to have something to go to market with. It's not a case of, hey, we exist. That's not enough. High grade, there'll be expectations around that. So in terms of how do you kind of piece those elements together? Because you got to find high grade stuff. You got to find maybe enough of it in an area, and then you got to sort of divvy up how you allocate the capital across this vast space that you're trying to operate in, right?
Yes, you have to be systematic about it.
Right,
and that is key. So we have focused in on this. The center of our property is the Gold Rock Camp, where was historic mining.
That's the focus.
That's our main focus. But you always want to be balancing with other targets as well, so that we can feed the pipeline and bring in new exciting targets, whatever looks best from this other work. So it's a very balanced approach. We'll spend most of our energy on this Gold Rock Camp area and drill, but also be expanding, so that we can keep that excitement going and make new discoveries, because that'll really set us apart. And the grade is really important.
High grade discoveries can't get better than that. Well, guys, I know you've got a stack of meetings over there. It's busy as anything. So lovely to meet you again. Thanks for coming all these years. Trey, good to see you.
Good to see you always, Matt. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And congrats on this. I look forward to the IPO. You'll let us know before, and we'll see if we can maybe get a few people.
Right. And if anybody is, interested, they go to our website, sign up for the email list, and we'll keep you posted, keep those people posted on the potential investment in the IPO.
Okay. Thank you, Gus.
Okay, great. Thanks.